women don't make you alpha. Women don't make you alpha. Here's the context.
Everybody aims to be an alpha male, but everybody's not an alpha male.
That's
But
a
even
fact.
if you're not an alpha male, well, the first thing too, a lot of people try to preach this alpha male thing, and the people that are preaching it are like they're bringing women into the equation. You got to be this certain type of way with women, and that makes you an alpha male, which is not true. You're an alpha male without women. It's about when you're amongst other men. When I was in prison, it was alpha males amongst alpha males, and you could tell like who was really trying to prove themselves. I didn't really have to prove myself. Like I know who I was. I would just sit back and let other people try to be the big dog of the fucking unit. Like that doesn't matter to me. That's important to you, but everybody's not an alpha male. People are beta males, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you got to be comfortable in your skin and understand who you are.
All right, that's the context. Women don't make you alpha. I'm gonna go to Luis and then Mindset Mogul. What are your thoughts, sir?
I agree. Women don't make you alpha. Like if you remove women from the equation, what do you stand on? What are your principles? What do you align with, right? And I think that what he was, what he was kind of alluding to is that, how well do you know yourself? There's a lot of dudes nowadays, and I do see this all over the internet. We have this alpha male, beta male conversation, right? And I kind of agree. Like, not everybody is going to be an alpha male, right? But then again, I kind of sit back for a moment and I think back, were your fathers or your grandfathers sitting around with each other, saying he's an alpha, he's a beta, he's a sigma, he's a this. None of these conversations were had in that kind of capacity. A lot of men just understood based on how they carried themselves, how they talked to other men, how they communicated, how they stood on their principles. You could tell which man was a certain type of man, whether it was alpha or whether it was beta. And I think that the culture today has really put like this divide, whether you have to be one or the other, and a lot of people are out here not really living in their truth. And instead of living in their truth, people are using their truth against them and getting exposed and poking holes into their story and their narrative of how they show up and how they talk to people. It's very telling. So, I mean, in terms of that whole alpha male conversation, yeah, it doesn't make it, women don't make you alpha. That's a period.
I did have a follow-up question, which is a social hierarchy necessary, and if so, why? But I know we always talk about these things, and labels are it's just how we distinguish different things in the world. But is a social hierarchy necessary, and if so, why?
I don't know about necessary, but I think it's gonna happen regardless.
Yeah, people tend to kind of just, fix themselves in a line where they best fit in. Like those who are going to lead are going to lead. Those who are going to be in the supportive role are going to place themselves in the supportive role. Those who are just going to be just people in the back, the soldiers or spectators, they're just going to play their role. People are just naturally going to gravitate, to the situation at hand.
No, men typically do that.
Yeah, men typically.
Men do that. Men typically, we know how to kind of align ourselves for the most part. You might have a little discrepancy here and there, but for the most part, most men kind of know where they stand and amongst other type of men, yeah. So are you saying this, JR, like more so when it comes to being alpha or not being alpha? Is that more so, or this is a totally separate question?
That was just a totally separate question. I mean, I do
Okay.
want to address the topic, which is women don't make you alpha, but we often associate women when it comes to alpha. But then on the flip side, we have these labels. These labels exist. So I'm just asking the men on the panel: is the social hierarchy necessary? Is it necessary for us as men to understand why it's important, and should you sway a certain way? Should you strive to be alpha, so to speak, and also just kind of recognizing who you are when it comes to the social hierarchy?
No, you should be who you are. I mean, if you're a beta male, then that's what you should be. I mean, it's nothing
Yeah, I
wrong with
agree
it.
with that.
It's about
Everybody
knowing
has a
yourself.
role.
It's about knowing yourself.
It's nothing wrong with it. It's just all about identifying who you are based on your behaviors and decision making. You know, when men are dwelling in the same settings, you know, with the correct discernment, you can look at their behaviors and determine who the alpha is and who the beta is based on how they move and the decisions they make. It's not a knock on a man. It's just a way to identify your tendencies. And the reason why they associate women with it is because a lot of decisions that beta males or alpha males make, it aligns with the certain tendencies based on, you know, that identification. So like if I'm more like an alpha male, I'm more of a dominant man, you know, I'm more of a leader. I express my masculinity openly, you know, without any regret or any suppression. Versus a beta man is more beta male is going to be more relaxed with women and allow her to have some sense of control. And the alpha male is not going to do that. Beta male is more inclined and more humble and less prideful, and he's okay with accepting a woman with multiple baby fathers, some shit like that. The reason why they align it with women, because based on your decision making, you're able to identify the type of guys that they usually tend to go for. That's willing to accept their baggage. So
alpha and beta.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
So the thing I would say when it comes to the social hierarchy on that, you're gonna have most of the alpha males aren't gonna be with each other or around each other too much, because you're gonna have an alpha male and then he's gonna be around other really intelligent beta males that's gonna help him come up with a decision that he ultimately makes and pulls the trigger on. But then you're gonna have multiple groups of that. You're gonna have an alpha and then you're gonna have multiple betas in that group. You're not gonna have a big group of just alphas, because alphas typically stand alone. They may come together, you know, to have a meeting or make a decision every blue moon, but alphas aren't really that tight with each other all the time. Alphas usually run their own unit, their own group, their own business unit. So, and they've got other betas with them.
Would you consider that the governmental structure of our country right now is that same hierarchy, where the chief leader is a alpha male? Well, could we best describe in the vice president?
Well, Biden is
that's something different. That's something different.
Our representation, right? Because if we're going to look at this in a pyramid, we got to look at who's sitting at the top, calling the shots and leading everybody by example.
Well, that's a bad example.
Yeah, that's not a good example. I mean, for currently today. Yes, but in the past, we've had presidents or whatnot that were more alpha males for sure. But I look at it more so from like a corporate standing. You know, you have a CEO, and then you have a president, and then the vice president, and then you have board directors, and then you have, you know, all the VPs below them for the different business units. Then you have the directors below them, and then you have the management, and then you have, you know, more of the workers. You've got, if you're an executive vice president, you're an alpha to your business unit. You know what I'm saying? If you're the vice president of HR, all the HR people below you are more beta. You're the more alpha out of that business unit. But are you more alpha than the CEO? No, most likely not. You know, but that's when they do come together, when they do have a common situation. But the majority of the time, they are branched off in different units to run the different parts of the business or the hierarchy or what have you.
So let's try to. I don't think any of them are the alpha. If we're gonna be honest, like y'all use president, and I can't remember the last time a president could just do what he wanted to do, like it, and go.
Yeah, different branches.
It doesn't work like that. CEO, same way. It's a board of directors. CEO can have an idea that he wants to get passed, but he got to run it by the board. If the board say hell no, you're not doing that. So you know, again, I think what defines an alpha is the ability to galvanize. That's what defines an alpha. A lot of people put it on, you know, how aggressive he is, how loud he is, or how boisterous he is, or whatever the case may be. And I don't feel like that's true. It's different types of leaders. Like I like to look at the Ravens, Baltimore Ravens as a perfect example of that. You got an alpha leader in Ray Lewis, but Ed Reed is also an alpha leader. He's just not loud and yelling and all of that stuff that Ray Lewis is doing, because that's just not his leadership style. He's laid back. He's going to lead by example. I'm going to go out there and dominate. I'm one of the most feared people in the league, whatever the case may be, and that's just my way of leading. Ray Lewis has his way of leading. I got my way of leading. Both are alphas. So, you know, again, I think alpha is just having the ability to galvanize and having the willingness to take the liability if things go left. I feel like most people are scared to death. Most people are sheep, and they are scared to death. They may have great ideas, but they don't want to take the brunt of the blame if things go wrong. They want to always be able to point the finger at somebody. And I feel like that's what separates alpha. Alpha don't give a damn about that, because he understands that right there comes with the game.
So
I agree with you on that.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah, you know what I'm saying. So that's my only thing, man. You know, I feel like alpha is oftentimes defined wrong, and it is defined under like superficial, surface level, you know, traits.
Yeah, it's almost like
that's not how I saw it though.
I
agree with like having different personality traits and being able to talk to people different, being able to galvanize and all that kind of stuff. That's what I meant by the alpha male having other really smart beta males around him to help make decisions and get shit done, because that alpha male is the one who's actually making the decision and pulling the trigger, and he's the one that's got to live with the decisions, you know, whether he goes right or he goes left. But also, AC, it depends on what level of structure you're looking at. You're talking about Ray Lewis and you're talking about Ed Reed. Yeah, they might be leaders of the defense. You know, they might be the team captains, but, you know, and they are alphas for sure. But one can say the head coach is an alpha, because he's the one putting people in place, and he's the one that's making decisions who's on the field and who's not, and who subs in for who. Or you can even say the owner, the GM of the team is the alpha, or you can say the owner of the team is the alpha. You know, just all about what level of structure we're talking here.
So
and we have substructures as well too. So you have alphas and substructure situations as well in the major structure.
But you bring it into like a leadership.
Just real quick though, even in that example, sometimes the coach ain't alpha. He just got the coaching title. You understand? Because there's certain players. Let's just be honest here. Let's look at the Ravens in 2001 to just to stay in that same example.
Yeah.
If Ray Lewis said, "Hey, I don't agree with his coaching style. You're gonna have to get rid of him, or I'm not playing." They're gonna get rid of that coach before they let Ray Lewis not play. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I think it boils down to who has the ability to galvanize the most. That is the alpha.
Yeah,
even
agree.
the owner.
You can't look at it.
He may cut the checks, but again, the like what brings that franchise money is the star, is the person that's willing to galvanize not only his teammates but fans too. They come in there to see Ray Lewis. They're not coming there to see fucking who up there, Ozzie Smith. They're not coming up there to see
Ozzie Newsome. But at the same time, though, like, but what if the head coach was Bill Belichick? That shit ain't gonna happen. If that was the case, you know what I'm saying? It depends who we're talking about. It depends.
You're looking at it from a position of authority, man. And when a position of authority can be easily filled with a woman and the leader of the nation, it's coming.
What?
A woman can be the damn president. We can't look at these positions.
No, bro, stop, bro.
No, ain't no stop, bro. Ain't no stop. You got a female vice president, bro.
Ain't got no female nothing. No,
there's a female vice president right now, bro. Just get ready, bro. Just get ready. There's a female vice president. Y'all looking at the leader of a nation as whether it's the alpha or beta, the principles, they don't align with that. They don't align with a coach. You got female coaches coming now. Come on, man. It just don't align. We're trying to bring this back. We're trying to bring this toward how let's try to bring it back to the topic, man. When we say women don't make you an alpha, let's just talk about the topic. Y'all talking about leadership positions.
I agree with you on that.
That makes you an alpha or a beta male.
Women don't make you alpha because women have nothing to do with it. You are whatever you are.
Whenever you talk about positions that women can fill, then you're saying women. Then you're actually saying women have something to do with it.
I'm not. Can you stop talking for a second?
Oh, hold on, but I was talking first, and you was trying to cut me off. I'll let you talk.
Okay. Women.
So let's try to bring it back to the topic, bro.
I'm bringing it back to the topic. You keep talking.
I'm the one.
You asked a question, and I'm giving you.
I'm talking. But I'm talking though. I haven't finished.
Oh, I thought you said let's bring it back to the topic.
No,
Okay,
what I'm saying is, all I'm saying is, when we talk about leadership position, that's a really it's a slippery slope, because females can lead now. They can be in these coaching positions, presidential positions, whatever. So you can't really look at the alpha and beta male perspective from those points. So I think that's the reason why the topic is drawn towards how we relate to women. And that video was a good example. So me personally, if I look at alpha and beta male, the way I look at it is, okay, so I would say someone's a beta male, an established man who wants children, who will commit to or marry single moms, ex-porn models, obese women. Because I feel like if you establish, then you got your pick of the litter. But for you to settle for some bullshit, I look at you as a fucking beta male. You damn right I said it. Russell Wilson's a fucking beta male. Excuse my language. But let's just be straight laser with this. We ain't got to go off topic talking about damn coaches and Bill Belichick. Man, let's talk about what we're talking about. People. We're talking about relationships. This guy was talking about how it relates to women. There's an intersection that happens when we talk about dating and marriage and relationships. So the way we communicate and the way we make decisions based on how we move with women, we can sit here and say whether you're a beta male or alpha male, whether you like it or not. You might not want to hear it because some.
Okay. All right, Bruiser. All right.
Go ahead, man.
All right, thank you. Women have nothing to do. First of all, I don't care nothing about this alpha, beta. Who gives a shit? That's the first thing. And I understand it's a conversation, but
all right, so you're saying that the social hierarchy is not important.
It's not about alpha, beta, is what I'm saying. It's like that alpha.
Okay,
beta,
what is it about, man?
Shit. So,
I was just saying, like, what is it about?
It's about the hierarchy. So, as an example, I used to look at mall movies, right? So I look at hierarchy from a family standpoint because I used to grow up looking at mall movies, gangster movies all the time, right? And the boss was not the loud alpha. The boss actually whispered in people's ear when he needed something to happen. He had Muscle, who was a loud, boisterous person.
You're loud and boisterous.
Hold on, bro. He hugged everybody. Like, he asked people, like, how's your mother doing? He would literally send somebody to go to the woods and get whacked. But the way he would do it is say, hey, I need you to go with so-and-so, and I need y'all to take care of this for me. So that is not no alpha nothing. That is literally hierarchy. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, like, certain things got to be done a certain way. And if you just running around and yelling at people and sticking your chest out, you're literally letting everybody know, like, how weak you are, but that's just my opinion. I don't care about his alpha stuff or whatever, but it has nothing to do with women. When you are literally leading, you are literally living your life, whether it's money, whether it's hierarchy, whether you're telling people what to do, or whether you're getting people telling them telling you what to do. Women are literally going to see where you fall in the hierarchy, and they're going to operate according to where you are. But they have nothing to do with the hierarchy itself. They just pick depending on where you are within the hierarchy.
I disagree, Lego. I ain't gonna lie to you.
They don't make you alpha.
Yeah, but they can definitely contribute to it. Because I mean, let's just be honest here. The same way that most women gravitate to a man who a lot of women want, a lot of men gravitate to a lot of men that a lot of women want.
But doesn't that mean that they're already there or already doing something? Or no?
Or no, not necessarily. Because again, it doesn't mean that he's already accomplished. He's just popular, or he just has status, so he just has swagger.
He's provoking something in the room. He's the tallest guy, the richest guy. He don't, like I said, in the mob movies, he wasn't the loudest, but everybody knew the guy in the corner was the boss. You feel me?
But when again, it depends on the leadership, though, Lego. Because just like in that movie, you could say that he was quiet, but then you got people like John Gotti, who's the complete opposite of that. I'm loud, I'm boisterous, I'm gonna let you know what it is. I'm the boss, I'm this, I'm that. So again, different styles of leadership doesn't necessarily equate to alpha. That's all I'm saying. But women definitely play a role because men gravitate to men that a lot of women won't. I've literally seen it. You'll have Drake and them come out here and perform, or whoever come out here and perform, and all the women want these dudes, and you have grown men pushing women out of the way to get to them.
But it's because
and
he's already
those women
Drake.
gravitating to him plays a role in terms of triggering that. And again,
He's
we can take it
already
to
Drake, though.
superstars. We can take it to
Come on, Miss
the
Lego, let the
regular
man
student in
talk.
the neighborhood. He ain't that accomplished. He ain't rich. He ain't whatever. But he just has the ability to pull a lot of women. That's the dude that you want around you. Why? Because we like women. And he stay with him around them. So we gonna bring him into the fold, even if he ain't whatever. But those women affect his hierarchy. If he wasn't able to pull them women, he would be nowhere near us.